Well, good afternoon, my delicious macaroons. I hope you're all doing bloody well, and welcome along to episode 55 of Draw with Mikey. This, for those of you not in the know, is that kind of midweek-ish, it tends to often come out on a Thursday, super casual series where basically it's spoiler alerts, swear word alerts. It's not edited or anything like that. It's a really rough around the edges thing, where I basically just get to catch up with you lot, read through your comments, see what's going on, whilst filling in a sketchbook with, you know, whatever. And hopefully you guys are maybe getting like some artwork or projects done in the background, filling up your own sketchbooks. I would love to hear all about it. Get in the comments below. So what is happening? Last episode, it wasn't a sketchbook I was filling in, it was just more tablet studies, getting a feel for using the UG tablet. So it's Koneko or Kaneko. Anyway, I know that always causes problems because my pronunciation is not very strong, despite being able to speak some Japanese. Wa, so desu ne, Nihongo wakaru. Daga, ima, shaberu koto wa jouzu janai. However, now it's back to the sketchbook again. So I'm just filling in the standard pages, which is where I like to be. I like to get out just a pen and just kind of rough up a page. More Hyperdimension Neptunia studies is what's going to be filling up this page. And of course, I'm going to be reading through your comments. So let's see what was going on last episode. What's going on with you lot? CV drawing Etchy says, wow, she isn't even my favourite character from High School D times D, but the thumbnail already strikes me so much. It's awesome. I guess it's the wafting hair and the angle of her face that makes this really interesting for me. Thank you very much, CV. It's nice to kind of try to get a bit of face angle. I try to come away from drawing characters like flat face on so that the face is really even. I mean, sometimes it's great for artwork and it looks really striking, but you can get too locked into that, and if you don't start to put angles or expressions on stuff, you can start to really just end up with a lot of really beautiful but sometimes lifeless character design. Not that I'm just bitching for bitching's sake, but yeah, I was thinking about having a bit more angles going on with the old artwork. Oh my, says you, had to laugh out loud when you said thank you sir about my comment, but I'm okay with that, sir. So CV, are you in fact a woman, one of the females on the channel? Welcome along, of course. Actually, having said that, let's have a quick look at your channel. Drawing Etchy, you say. See, now I'm curious. Whenever you like hear like there's a girl and she's like into the Etchy. Oh, you've got an intro video. It's really loud. The moment I clicked on your channel, your banner is very mikeymegamega-esque. As in, not that you're stealing anything, of course. It's completely yours. But like, all you see are all your drawings of really booby characters. Oh, fantastic. Anime, games, and arts. Oh my, I'm tickled already. I can see this video about your room tour. Your room is very explicit. Wow, welcome to the channel. Good sir. Anyway, Roman says, yeah, thanks for the comment, by the way, welcome along. Roman says, please draw Yaoyozuru Momo from My Hero Academia. Oh dear, I am ruining the words. Let's control C. Boku no Hero Academia, I know, is super popular from the Shonen Jump range, but not read it, not caught up. I'm a bit of an old schooler, like I'm still, you know, salivating over Hunter x Hunter, that one issue you get every year. Same with Berserk. I think maybe the thing that makes me like a manga is that manga has to be, you know, produced very, very rarely. I only want what I can't have. If a manga's really popular and it's produced regularly, I'll probably just be like, nah, forget it, not for me. I'm too cool for school. So yeah, I can see this character. Big single ponytail, aggressive style. Excellent, thank you for the suggestion, good sir. I will, of course, leave that on another tab, Roman, for looking at later. 28 likes, wow. I know she's the obvious fan service character, says Nasudek1, but I can't resist, she's too damn beautiful. Okay, however, in the manga apparently she's not just fan service, says Roman in reply. Guro-kun says, lure them in for boobs, Mikey. Damn right, says Extraterris. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure, like, sometimes last week, in terms of a channel, like, I'm bringing it, like, into the, like, completely safe for work zone, but I do still keep it, like, a bit like edgy with the boobage, because yeah, fuck you society, it's exactly what I said last time. Yeah, lure them in with the boobs and then teach them actual real drawing skills. That's how I get you. I actually give you knowledge all up in your brain. You're welcome. Cursed Artistry says, yay, a D times D drawing. Yeah, so you know what, I'm not like a massive fan of High School D times D, but there's just been so many requests from you guys that I think that's now 3 different D times D characters at some point I've represented on the page, on the channel. Yoshikuna says, you made many, many people happy, Mikey. By the way, you say Koneko is like Koniko, but it's actually said Koneko. Just a friendly little thing, not trying to be a dick. Yeah, no worries, Yoshikun, it's exactly what I expect when saying the language. So like the kanji, no wait, the hiragana is ko and ne ko. So it's like ko, I think it's the kanji for child, and niko or neko is like the kanji for cat. So I'm pretty sure that's, if I had to guess, how they write up her name. So koneko, something like that. Anyway, oh wait, loads of replies. Oh yeah, loads of people with pronunciation advice. I'll leave that thread to you guys. GT Cool says, ravioli, don't lewd Vinico lolly. Oh wait, it's High School D times D, never mind. Yeah, because it's legitimately okay, right? Because these characters are hundreds of years old and technically not children, and therefore you can draw them without going to prison. Something like that. Although, like, I think there's some sort of weird legal trick, like with people who draw explicitly young characters. As long as you give them elf ears and don't make them technically human, they can draw them as long as they like, and it's like not technically representing a real human child in an explicit way. So whatever you guys want to do to get around them laws, good for you, really. Might want to just, clear your hard drive before you go on holiday or something. Turtle Smash TV says, long question. Oh, let's click on this read more thing. Oh, long question's always welcome, of course, to all of you guys. I'm just going to, before I even get going, gagging over here for this sip of this coffee. Don't know if that registers, but always have yourself a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, everybody. It is really hot in the UK, I'm not going to lie. This is another one of those Draw with Mikey episodes where I am kind of just perspiring. My room is super hot. It ovens up a bit. It's not very good through draft. And with the computer on working all day whilst I go out and do the day job whilst it renders, I come back to a bit of an oven and then I get to sit in it and record all of this. So Turtle Smash's question, how's it going? I started drawing in September and went from barely being able to draw a line to making some things I'm legitimately impressed by. I use references not to see how to draw, but what to draw. So, my question is, do you think of your poses from scratch, or do you make a combination of existing ones that inherit the character you're drawing, or an existing one of the character you're drawing, if somehow articulated that properly? I know what you're talking about, Turtle Smash TV. When I do a bit of fan art, is it purely from the mind, solely hand straight to paper create? Am I looking at an existing image and straight up copying that image? Or am I taking that design of that character, taking other references and poses and merging it all together to create something unique? It is the last one. That is what I do. A lot of people often ask me, like, do you draw stuff from scratch or do you draw from references? That's a very common question, which is going to go into my frequently asked questions 2 video out sometime soon. Never. And I often say in there, absolutely, get involved with the references. Draw everything. Look at stuff. Draw it. Even if it's mundane day-to-day stuff. If you've got a bored moment, draw it. Get all of that into your brain, because you lose that skill if you don't keep it up. Draw everything and you start to pluck for references from your own memory. But until you do that, look at stuff. Look at other artwork that inspires you and other styles. Or you need a hand to look a certain way. You could just Google hand references. Like, there's billions of pictures of hands in different positions doing different things. Careful, kids. And you can just get all of those images and just start to copy them out and build up your skill. So yeah, no, references, like reaching into other artwork. Copying other artwork isn't going to give you any of your own techniques, but reaching into loads of other artwork, taking what you like and amalgamating it into your own thing, that's how you become, like, well, part of how you become, because it's a massive topic, like an artist with your own particular style. Yeah, you got to reach for it and find it. But yeah, I don't like just copying, just for copying's sake, unless it's stuff like just filling in a sketchbook, in which case I will want to just get that image right inside of my head. When it comes to creating like a final piece, air quotes, then no, it's got to be original, because who wants to see a final piece copied because the original exists? So copy stuff if you want to get the idea and you want to fill the sketchbook. I do that loads. I'm always looking at reference images for DWMs and stuff like that. Sometimes I'm not, but often I am. But in terms of like creating a piece, it's got to be some of your input as well. Otherwise, what's the point? You know, you get pleasure out of drawing, absolutely. I get pleasure out of even just copying art, because I fucking love drawing, excuse me. But yeah, you want to kind of have something that's your own at the end of the process, I like to think. Or maybe that's just hubris, who knows? Let me, yeah, what about you guys, basically? Are you guys sitting there drawing on your own? Really long question, really long answer. Sorry. Are you guys like just struggling to draw on your own? Like, do you use loads of references? Do you copy out stuff? What are kind of your techniques? Because I sit here and I make videos or answer in loads of these questions, like how I like to do stuff. But what do you guys go for? If you're going to draw a particular type of character, do you stop and get loads and loads of images and loads of like a kind of image map or thought board together first, or like loads of JPEG files of the kind of topic you're interested in, and then keep that on screen whilst you start to draw on page? Or do you just try to do it all from your mind? I'm very, very curious, because there's Kim Ji-jung, or Kim Jong-ji, I always forget, that amazingly talented Korean artist who just, in his brain, he's got so much, so many human anatomy things, so much machinery, tattoos, designs, ideas and animals, like logged in his head. And he's so capable of drawing from different angles and perspectives that he just creates these amazing pieces without reference out of nowhere. And even weirder, doesn't have to map them out. He'll draw final work lines straight on randomly and get stuff to link off. Like, just Google this guy or look on YouTube right now. Stop this video. Don't worry about me. Go check out him. It's so fucking good. Anyway, so sorry about rambling on that question, because obviously in this series there's loads of your comments and I have to power through, but sometimes we get a little bit sidetracked. Good question though, even though a long one. Danzia XD says, I thought she was a flat chest, bleeding nose smiley face, or confused hand smiley face. I'm not sure. Yeah, but I made her 18 plus for the sake of that particular drawing. That's my excuse. I didn't make them super big, so I've restrained myself for that drawing. And the ones now, the Hyperdimension Neptunia, it's a purple heart stuff. And I like to think I've kept that to ratio, basically, but I think that's the way you got to put it. Glacier Frostclaw says, yes, Koneko, best devil ever, like that. And the artist Pad1 says, Mikey Mellow, lols. Love the vids, bro. Hashtag hardcore crew. Thank you very much, Pad1, you hardcorers. Yeah, so like, I've got slightly more energy, you can probably tell. I've got slightly more energy today because I've come back from work and I've just munched a whole bowl of cereal, and it was like cheap little cereal, so of course it's mostly sugar instead of anything good. And I've got my coffee, and we're going to bust out this video, and then I'm going to get some other stuff done. Also last night for Film Cram, I watched Spider-Man Homecoming, just getting into Journal of My Life now, and it turns out that film was actually really fucking good when I was really worried it would be another fucking Spider-Man movie that nobody really asked for. Turns out it's not. It was really good, and I've watched some really shit films with my mate Ken recently, and it really just put me off going back. So probably really pleased off the back of that. I had genuine Spider-Man dreams when I fell asleep. That's weird. I'm an adult. Estavia Smith says, yo, have you watched Mob Psycho 100? It's like One Punch Man, but younger and not bald. I have watched the first episode of Mob Psycho 100, and I'm interested enough, but also, like, my hilarious comedy or really like cleverly written thing is still taken up with One Punch Man, so I don't want to sit there going through One Punch Man and then read Mob Psycho. What this sounds like, I hope this makes sense. I don't want to read Mob Psycho 100 or watch it in parallel to One Punch Man. I want to smash One Punch Man, really just see season 2 happen and all that stuff, and then I'm going to leave Mob Psycho 100 to kind of mature in the background, and I'm going to come back to that like kind of later on, sort of maybe sometime next year. But I do hear it is very good, and it again is doing a lot of things very, very correctly, so that's very cool. Yeah, so it's on my radar, good sir. Scarab King says, hey Mikey, hello Scarab, I just binged through some of your videos. Oh, thank you very much, sir, much appreciated. Back to working on my own comic whilst listening to you. Nice to hear your voice again. It's always nice to be here. I've been using Clip Studio on my Microsoft Surface Pro. It's amazing. All I draw is on my tablet now. I got used to it pretty quick. In fact, I feel like I'm better on my tablet than I am on paper. Not sure why that is. Yeah, if you've got tablet skills, I'm jelly, mate. That's incredible. I'm still a paper kind of guy at heart, trying to force myself to get into the tablet lifestyle, but it's a hard transition. And great, Microsoft Surface Pro. Yeah, is that really that good for art? Like, if you're getting high-level stuff out of it, I am curious. Obviously, I did the UG tablet review, and some of you guys said the idea of a tablet was too expensive, or that you'd still want something that was a bit of a step up. Loads of mixed reviews on that. Well, all the reviews are really positive. You all liked the video. Thank you very much. Even though it wasn't a particularly professional review. But I guess this is just like the 100k subscriber lifestyle that I wasn't aware of happens. But a couple other guys have gotten in touch with me, so I'm going to do a review just for a bit more of a standard thing, you know, back on a pen to board sort of thing, to kind of review something a lot of you guys said you were going to save up for instead, and then maybe like go up one in screen quality, somewhere between the UG and the Cintiq I use. Maybe like do a review of one of those Hyun tablets, something like that. So watch this space, because people are sending stuff to Mikey, and that's amazing. Mikey likes it. Axio Watt says, busy working man, short attention span. Love that Film Cram slogan. Thank you very much, Axio Watt. Yeah, so if you hear me talking about movies every now and then, or going to cinema or Film Cram, that's the other channel but I'm just playing around with at the moment with films and stuff. You're almost done with Game of Thrones, you say. Good luck. On my end, I've been taking requests and on another site practicing turning them into time-lapse videos. It takes forever. Also, I'm running out of space on my laptop. Yeah, absolutely. Like, if you record 1080p footage of you drawing something for hours and hours and just do that regularly and put it on your computer, your hard drive space disappears. And then you've got to time-lapse it. I recommend using what's it called, Windows Movie Maker, the free Windows Movie Maker software, because that's got a really good time-lapse function. Compared to, it's much better than Sony Vegas Pro. Vegas Pro like can compress stuff down to like a fifth or a quarter, but it is nothing compared to Windows Movie Maker. It really knows what it's doing, which is just really crazy because it's free kit, although like it's not been updated since 2002 or something, so you've got to like find a version and kind of back install it somehow. But yeah, that's what I like to get through. Anyway, Axio, you've noticed that your focus hasn't been to develop your own art style, but to grind those technical skills. I'm happy with my increased range of progress. I know I won't be satisfied for long. Absolutely. Get those skills down, good sir. Good play. But have I ever had, eyes in me, have I ever had a time where I impressed myself or art in general? Hashtag hardcore crew. Hashtag the hardcore struggle. Yeah. Struggle is real, bruv. Art where I impressed myself. Oh, mate. Like, So this is the ego thing. This is like an entire discussion or topic in its own right. So like when I draw something, if I've drawn something I like, I'm really impressed with it in that moment. And I might spend a moment or two looking at it afterwards. I say a moment, like 10 minutes, just kind of staring at the page I've completed, being like, yeah, I can draw stuff. Drawing is neat. I like this. And then once you've gotten over that and you give yourself a little pat on the back and your ego like improves, you got to drop it straight away. You got to let that shit go because you've probably got some more art to do, unfortunately. And also, the next thing that you're probably going to hear about that art is somebody else's opinion on it. And you need to be able to like just take that shit instead of being like, oh, but I thought it was really good, but a load of people don't like it, and now I'm really upset. You got to just take the hit. Take the hit. You've got to have a strong ego as an artist and take on board feedback, know what the difference is between assholes and actual genuine feedback, and like improve, because if you get too built up about yourself, you end up in this isolated little I'm a good artist world. And the second, I hope this makes sense, but like as far as I'm concerned, because I am clearly not an amazing artist, I'm just quite competent in a few areas, and so I'm just like much like you guys, but obviously I just happen to have a YouTube channel. That's like the only difference. But much like you guys, I just really like drawing, and like I'm just also on the journey, if you know what I mean, just finding my own style, building up the skills, getting into something, getting bored of something else, just like everybody else. So like I'm no professional as a result. I just really fucking love drawing. And so because of that, like I think personally the worst thing you can probably do as an artist or anyone who's in like a creative field is think that you're quite good. I hope that makes sense, because I think it's really important to be confident in your work and like stand behind it and be like, yeah, look what I've produced. But if like in your mind of minds and heart of heart you think, yeah, I'm a good artist, like I've got it down, then you're at the risk of where you're going to stop learning and you're going to stop wanting to learn new things and be hungry. If you think you've not got something down, you want to improve on it, and that's how you suck in more skills. And it's like one of those things that like it goes off, it expires very quickly as a skill. So if you think you've got your art down and you just stick with that style, that skill, that technique, it's going to expire, it's going to go out of date. And this is a really weird metaphor, because you're no longer hungry for new stuff and like building up your skill and keeping it flowing and going. So yeah, you got to watch that. It's an organic developing thing, your techniques and your styles. And if you let it go stagnate and get too solid, then you're just going to fall by the wayside, I think, at least in a very general sense. God. Okay, Agsy, I hope basically that made sense as an answer. 2 long answers. I'm going to have to start to pick up a pace with your comments. Sky King says, wow, last episode you sounded tired. Hope you're okay, my dude. Yeah, I was tired. Absolutely. Like, fucking cramming those fucking Game of Thrones videos. So, like, there's probably not going to be a Season 5 out in time for the next Game of Thrones Season 7. Or maybe Season 5 will, but Season 6 definitely won't be out. Oh, actually, no, it definitely won't, because I'm going on holiday soon. Excuse me. A sip of coffee. And the reason why is, one, I really enjoy making them, and I really enjoy it when I'm on the last video to cram of the season. I'm almost done, because then I've like feel like really accomplished. But A, they take fucking ages. Obviously, you know that. I keep crying my eyes out on the internet about it. But B, Season 5 Game of Thrones is like, I remember like quite enjoying Game of Thrones and then vaguely thinking, oh, it's really different from the books now, and I just completely stopped liking it. And then I recently got back into it because I want to see where the series goes TV wise. But when I was kind of going through, like, a lot of the child actors, like, they're really bad at acting in a lot of the scenes, and I was just like, wow, how did I never catch how bad some of this was? And then we get to season 5, and season 5 is like the least interesting Game of Thrones season. Like, just no one fucking cares what the characters do. So I watched the first couple episodes to write up a script to cram it down, and I was just kind of like, oh man, am I going to do like a 20-minute video on this? So season 5 Game of Thrones might be closer to 15 or 10 minutes long, just because so much unimportant developly goes nowhere, fill in the gap writing bullshit happens in that it's just not worth discussing. So yeah, I was still going to cram it, and we'll still get to 7 done, but maybe between 7 and 8 is when I'll do seasons 5, 6 and 7, or season 6 and 7, depending if 5 gets done. So yeah, watch this space. And also new target on the horizon, the entire MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, crammed. That's my next undertaking. So it'd have to be like a new Marvel film every week until I want to say Chronos Wars. Infinity Wars? Infinity War comes out. Yeah, that's it. Chronos War. What the hell is that from? So, yeah, basically not sleeping up till 2:30 pretty much every weeknight, going for a full day at work, coming back and trying to get all the art done and the film cram stuff. Very, very tired guy. The reason why I've got energy right now is because I was like, fuck it, I don't want to do any film cramming right now, and I didn't do any last night, and I went to bed at a normal hour and had a normal day at work, boring as fuck, and then came in and had a cup of coffee and some cereal. So that's what it's like when you get to go to sleep again. Although I do like the tired ones because it's got a bit more of a midnight talk radio vibe about it. It's really laid back. Colby Senior says, going for the Lolly Nico? Nice. Digital DWM is actually pretty interesting. Got to do some Berserk on the tablet. Yeah, get that Berserk going, dude. Although we are back now, of course, to the sketchbook again. Maybe we'll just mix it up, because the Draw of Mikey's, there's no particular set formula as such, so it's whatever I happen to have done and recorded, because often I don't get time to do the sketchbook in. Manly Gamer says, hey Mikey, hello Manly. This time I was working on a redraw of an old Suzumoya Haruhi fan art. Fucking love the Melancholy. That is a really good anime. I haven't seen it in years, but I remember thinking that is edited so well, and like the mixed up rhythm of the character development, but it all actually still makes sense as a flowing story, and the whole idea is really fun as well. Yeah, really, really strong. I think I've only seen season 1, maybe season 2. No, only 1. But yeah, big fan of that, big fan. Crack out that fan art. Don't want to sound like a kiss ass, but because of what you've taught me, this time around it looks so much better. Oh yeah, no worries. Glad to be helping, Manly. No worries at all, bro. And question for you. How exactly are you getting that soft pastel gradient in the colours? I'd really like to emulate the style. Emulate when I get my UG. Are you going to get a tablet, bro? Get on that tablet crew? Good on you. I think I said the word get load really quickly just then. Like, get. Stutter time. Welcome to stammer time. The Pastel Tones. Yes. So, what was I doing? I was, keeping the saturation really low, like not going any further than halfway across the saturation table if I could when I was doing my colour picking. And then the line art layer, drop down the opacity a fair whack and change that layer style to colour multiply. So it's not a hard line art style. And once you've colour multiplied it, lens blur it absolutely loads, and then those lines suddenly become colour shading tones. And when you mix that in with a super soft edged brush with a low opacity, get loads of pinks and purples going on around in the shading areas as well, and start to blend that through with your highlights, and yeah, you get this really pastel-y vibe. So that's again what I was kind of talking about trying to just play up the style a little bit and kind of change things, not for permanent, but just to kind of explore a different method of drawing up characters. So yeah, pastel vibes, a bit more of Zeronish shading, try to get the layers to look, how do I put this, to look more layered but look more flat, oddly enough, like separate glossied flat layers, like a load of like card 2D stuff arranged in a 3D manner, so you get loads of like heavy shadow lines and stuff. So yeah, lots to play around with. Give it a go, good sir. Classy Sheep says, I've been marathoning the MGS franchise. Metal Gear Solid! Just finished Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, moving on to MGS 4 and then I can die. P.S. What is your best MGS game? My best MGS game, Classy Sheep, no contention, because I'm a generation... Wait, what happens when you're born in the 80s, mid-80s? Am I Generation X or Generation Y? Basically, PlayStation 1. Like, in the top 5 PS1 games back when I was a kid, I don't know what they are in any particular order, but 2 of the games that are different. Oh yeah, I fucking know. One of the games, top 5. I'm so sorry. I'm going to answer your question, but now, like, I've just had this massive, like, emotive feeling about PS1 classic titles. Top 5 PS1 games back when I was when I was young, and Final Fantasy VII, fucking game changer. Resident Evil 2, that was such a fucking beast of a game. Metal Gear Solid on a PS1, that was such a powerhouse of a title, because it was fucking Hideo Kojima had come out and he'd made a fucking movie style game, and it fucking broke the fourth wall. It blew people's minds. So that's always the one that's in my heart. Like, I'd never seen the artwork of the development artist behind it before, and it just blew my mind. And I never personally played my way through the rest of the franchise, so I'm aware that there's like 2 prequels, like as in real life time wise, on other consoles, and then you've got the whole Solid Snake stuff, who's the precursor to Liquid Snake, and you've got the big boss stuff, or just boss, who's precursor to Solid Snake, and then you've got the Raiden stuff that's after Liquid Snake, and all that sort of stuff, and then it goes on into this crazy alternate dystopia future, I think, something like that. So I'm really fucking curious, because those games and the lore of those games are clearly, like, you can't just dive in as a newbie and have a quick play, because it's clearly all built on this whole entire world that it's built. So I really want to kind of get to grips with that and see if that's something I want to engage with. But that will be one of those, you know, once I've quit my day job sort of things, I'll start doing some MGS Let's Please? Oh God, Let's Plays. All the way from the start, why the hell not? So yeah, MGS1 from the PS1, or whatever it was called, that was where the magic was for me. Classy Sheep, what is your favourite MGS? What is the best one out there? I would like to know. Oppose says, 1. When are you coming out of that Mass Effect Andromeda gameplay? Or more gameplay chat. And 2. How are you liking the UG? Wish I could upgrade to 1. Well, Oppose, I am liking the UG just fine. The pen to texture ratio on the screen of this, because this is a rock solid thing, which is nice because you can lean on it. Pen to texture ratio on there, it's not 100% for me. It's there's quite a like physical gap between when a pen touches a screen and the screen below it because of that glass layer. It's not massively off-putting, but it means for the fine like moments and fine detail stuff, you've really got to smash up your zoom to kind of have a play around with it. Bear in mind, this is like a really cheap, affordable tablet, so it's really good for what it is. But the colour range is off. It's too bluey in the hues, too UVE, something like that. So when I'm working on it, because it is fun to work on, I still have to drag it over to my main monitor, the artwork, from time to time, just to check the colour levels are actually as I think they are. But yeah, a really good kind of intermediate thing to get in. But let's get some future reviews on other tablets as well, why not? And see how they all compare. Casey Ellis says, Mikey. Hello, Casey. I figured out what to do for my first concentrate. Mate, we've been talking about your concentration art piece in your portfolio for like, what, the last 3 or 4 DWMs? You need to get cracking. Why haven't you thought about this, like, months ago? Like, you need to be getting some work done, son. You're not my son. DNA test can't prove it. In your portfolio for the AP Studio art class, you're going to work on Joker as a Mad Hatter, and basically the theme of drawing is like insanity and horror. I feel it might scare my teacher a bit, but yeah, let's see how this goes. Very nice, good sir. Where is the Cindy Ink video? And what's the pen you... Oh, motherfucker. What's the pen you use? Evil grin, though it's not in the sketchbook. Hashtag hardcore crew. Have a sip of coffee. P.S. You do need a P.O. box so your fans could send you stuff, because yes, I'd send you poop. Yay! Shit in the mail. Thank you very much. Poop in a bag. A poop emoji in a bag. Lovely. That's disgusting. Thanks, Katie. What was the thing that you said as a question? But other than making me drink the tea. Oh yeah, no, it's out. We've done the inking video. It's finally, yeah, I'm such an arsehole for not getting that done in time. That is out. More things in the future. The actual colouring of that video will probably be even further down the line. Because I'm going on holiday, like the next 2 weeks are just good luck, basically, if I get any videos out. Got to focus on those delicious patrons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your support for those lot over there. They're really cool. So... like, I always want to like make sure I've got a little bit of artwork done for them, and kind of working on a bit of a gender bent Genos like one-off manga thing just for the patrons on Patreon. But like, I'll kind of maybe talk about that more in the future. I'm still mulling over ideas with that lot and getting their feedback. And Yar Gamer Yummy says, how much did you enjoy Slugbox? It might be on my favourites tab for looking at later. Don't worry about it. And you also checked out Sakami-chan. Anyway, yes, I know who you're talking about. Incredible artist. Really love her style. And would like to emulate that a little bit more. Hope you're doing well and keeping safe. Yeah, cheers, bruv. Not too bad. And I'm listening to you drawing Overwatch's Widow and Tracer fused into one person. Tracer being the top personality. Still don't know what to call her. Tracer Maker, Widower. I've got no personality at all or ability to come up. I'm not just Tracer Maker. I've already said that. I literally can't come up with anything better. Don't come to me for advice. I'm really bad at it. And Myosaur Lemboyer says, could be time. Yeah, I mentioned about like just typing in your suggestions and you could hear the keys tapping, but what was I really typing? For all you know, I could have had just Pornhub on. I didn't, but I could have, or maybe I did. One tab open, one tab to keep it interesting. Don't come in. Willy Wankle says, hey Mikey, hey Willy Wankle. I was wondering if you could do a drawing tutorials over the fairy tale characters. If so, I would really appreciate it. Yeah, that's definitely going to happen in the future, I'm sure. I've done two already, way back in the earlier days of the SAS before it's the FAF. And I was still finding my feet with the whole digital colouring thing. So we did, is it Lucy Hartfilia? Is she one of them? And then what's the one who has the different armour, the red-headed one, who's really cool. So yeah, I played around with a couple variations of there, but I would like to tackle that again, seeing as my art skills kind of come along a little bit since them old days, early channel days. Although, if you want to go super early, scroll all the way back to when I was just doing black and white pencil drawings. Oh, I really quite like those days. Timmy G316 says, could you do some kind of sexy pose tutorial? Something where you just cover a variety of sexy poses with just basic shapes. No need to fully render them all. If you do, please include a sexy leaning on the desk. Cleavage pose. Arigato gozaimasu. To itashimashite. Yes. Poses in general. But to not make it too long, different themed videos on poses, that is already on the to-do list. And what makes a sexy pose is often about how you portray the curve as well. So we will come to those topics in the future. That is a good idea, Timmy G316. I'm going to keep onto that one. Control C, nice. Necrovarius says, hey Mikey, hello Necrovarius. Don't know if you remember, but I asked you a while back about going to VidCon. Well, I just got back and it was awesome. If you do ever get a chance to go, I highly recommend it. By the way, I had to miss a DWM because Hotel Internet was being a douche canoe. Ooh, I was so sad. Hashtag hardcore crew. Oh, text message. Thank you very much for your continued support, of course. And yeah, I heard loads of stuff about that being awesome. It's kind of like a really cool thing, but like just finding time, mate. Just coming out to stuff like that. I heard there was another thing. Was it in the UK or was it in Ireland? Like, is it AX or something? Just recently happened. And you guys probably all follow his channel already. Like Sniper Wolf, I think, went to that. I think I follow him on Twitter, so he posted some images. And I was like, oh man, I really want to meet Sniper Wolf. He's got really good opinions on anime. But maybe one day in the future. But yeah, I went to a con back last year, sometime in October, I think. I did a Comic-Con like blog or vlog, and it was cool. But like, God, you couldn't do that every week. That'd be a fucking nightmare. So yeah, some of it looked really good, but a lot of it's like just buy stuff all up in your grill that's really overpriced. But some of it's really cool. And there's loads of YouTubers there, so it's nice meeting them. Got to meet Tom Scar. That was nice as well. Juan says Terraformers has a great first anime season if you like action and gore anime. Yeah, I do. And oh, this is the one that you told me about last time with like it had a very insect vibe about some of the characters. Anyway, the budget for the second season destroyed the vibe of the series. Oh dear. The manga has also derailed a bit, but you'll always have to judge it for yourself. So it's kind of a starts well, goes off kind of thing. I might still have a look though, because I was curious about that whole insect design thing. Guy Guino says, every time I watch your videos, I always hate myself. I've been drawing for 10 years and studied the basics of form and anatomy multiple times, but I haven't made significant progress in drawing humans, especially girls, at all. I try drawing a cute girl starting with ribcage using a plastic egg shape, add cylinders for arms and legs and a circle for a head, water balloon shape for breasts, but it always looks flat and lifeless. I follow every step in your tutorials and your other tutorials, but you make things so alive and believable. My line, read more, click here. Work is ugly. I don't have a natural sense of appealing shapes. Oh, mate, it's absolute essay. But I am just having a quick read through it. Oh, 10 years of anatomy studies. You're really passionate about it, but you just can't draw. I hear you improve at most 5 years, but does a 10-year practitioner like me who is far behind in middle school with student skills even have a chance? Of course you do. How am I 24-year-old now and still drawing like a kindergartner? Just keep it up, man. Keep it up as long as you enjoy it, is what I'd say. Hobbies need to be enjoyed, otherwise, why are you doing it, bro? Unless it's to, you know, strengthen your character or something. Maybe your hobby's going into the woods and just cutting your toes off or something. Which, you know, whatever keeps you out of trouble, I guess. So, yeah, like, like, getting the technical side down and the shapes that you use to build up characters is one thing, but like, I'll tell you what puts life into a character: facial expression and pose, because the expression and the pose tells you about the character, like not visually the design, but the actual character of the kind of character or person you're drawing, and that kind of builds up like a faint narrative in the back of your head, or it makes you apply tropes to it, and that kind of makes it help be alive. So there's loads to kind of get into there, like learn how to draw the technical side, but the pose and like the element of life, yeah, it's a completely different animal altogether, and another thing to tackle as well. More tutorials for the future. 11 Ginger, yo Mikey, YouTube Cinematica Deathstalker Films, it totally reminds me of your Film Cram style. Thank you very much. Cinematica and Deathstalker Films. On my Film Cram channel, I'm like subscribed to a slowly increasing amount of, I'm just going into a new YouTube search right now, a slowly increasing amount of other film channels. Cinematica. Let's go on to film. Oh, bloody hell! I've always worry about the sound effects. Let's just go on to the Film Cram channel and click subscribe. Thank you very much for the suggestion. 2.3 million subscribers. Very nice. And then what was the other one? Just going back to the right tab. Deathstalker Films. It totally reminds me of your Film Cram style. Thank you very much. Let's have a look at them. My inspiration for the Film Cram stuff has been mostly Oliver Harper and Deathstalker. Oh, there's a film called Deathstalker. Wow. Yeah, I don't know about this channel you were recommending, but what I've got is instead a load of links to a really interesting looking retro movie that looks fucking terrible. I'm going to leave that up actually just to investigate later. Cheers for the suggestion. Oliver Harper, I would say oh fuck, like I've got them all written down somewhere. The guys who do the OSW reviews, there you go, the old school wrestling film reviews, those guys. Chris Stuckman reviews, kind of, I watched a lot of them, even though like I used to think he was really good. Now I'm starting to just like really worry about his opinion on some movies, but we'll come back to that another day. He was disgustingly positive about the Ghost in the Shell film, and I just, it really hit a sore spot with me. Trust issues. Yeah, there's quite a few I follow. Oh, what was it? Not the Sons of the Harpy. Alt Shift X. There we go. Alt Shift X. And then there's people like George Rockwell Smith and Channel Awesome. I've only recently subscribed to. They're quite fun. And there is another one struggling to get it on my head. Anyway, I'll come back to it because it's not really important. But yeah, thank you very much. I have added them accordingly. How are we doing for time? Oh, I've got to... Oh, fuck. Yeah, I've got to read way quickly. Okay, so Gatling gun videos from Sifari Porn. Yeah, I might do that in the future. Penguin Forever One Gaming says, Mikey, I have an idea. If you're going to do a Kaneko FAF, you can also add her sister Kuroka. I don't know who that is, but I will Google it accordingly. Thank you very much. A light and dark thing because of their backstory. Everybody likes contrasting artwork. And can you do an ear tutorial for animal ears? Thank you very much. Hashtag hardcore crew. Yeah, I could do that one day in the future. So Typo Dude says, yo Mikey. Hello Typo. I love your vids and you inspired me to start filling up my sketchbooks without worrying about how the page turns out. Yes! And just filling up the entire page. Yes, absolutely. Sketchbook pages aren't meant to be masterpieces. Like, whatever my the Hyperdimension Neptunia purple heart stuff that's just filling at the moment, just had to play around with like the character. Didn't even like mix up the poses that much. Just playing around with the style. Just trying to loosen up. Yeah, just get your ideas down. I sub to Drawing with Waffles and Jella Arts and Bailey J, who are pretty inspiring to me, but you are always the best. Thank you very much, Time Dude. I think I'm subscribed to Bailey J. Drawing with Waffles, I think maybe I am, but I'm going to just Control C those suggestiones into a new tab. Thank you very much, good sir. And what else are you saying? P.S. Have you heard Jake Paul's song? And if you have, what are your thoughts on it? And if you haven't, what the fuck are you? Go check it out. Hardcore crew on all of your vids. Hashtag Sympathy. Hashtag I meant Sympathy. Hashtag you're amazing. Thank you very much, good sir. Jake Paul's song. I admit I don't know it. I'm out of time. Like, I'll have to give that a listen as well. I'm not going to do it right now because otherwise it'll play and then YouTube will like go nuts with the copyright striking or something like that. Jake Paul. Jake Joseph Paul is an American actor and internet personality. Oh, I'll go check it out then. It's Everyday Bro or I Love You Bro. Oh, he's got lots of songs. Cool. We'll come back to that. Click, click, click. Mikey of Gaming says, could you do Melanie from The Girl with All the Gifts? It's not anime, but it is a good movie. Oh, well then I'm very curious. I like to mix it up. And Anna Paola Bonini says, please do Sakura card captures. Fucking hell, I remember Sakura card captures. Yeah, like I might actually try to do that for kind of an own design thing as well. Good suggestion. Control, copy, open in El Tabo Nuo. Good. And then what else are you guys saying? Seiya Kani says, how about Kani Seiya? Oh, well, your suggestion is literally the name of your thing. At Amagi Brilliant Park. Okay, cool. Ooh, good suggestions. Tsugi Shine says, hey Mikey, hello Tsugi, love the drawings you do. Could you check out my Deviant art? I love drawing Dragon Ball Z. I don't usually hashtag Hardcore Crew. I don't usually check out all your Deviant art pages anymore during this. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I'm clicking on it right now because it takes up too much time when I'm trying to speed through your comments. Yeah, your Dragon Ball Z artwork is quite good actually, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's quite good. Well done you. I'm quite impressed. Good, well done. But don't keep linking me to all your stuff because I won't be able to read all of it. So yeah, I'm just kind of having like a bit of a scan through some of the shorter comments on here. Love your video, says SQ, and a lot of you other people. Thank you very much for all of your kind comments. Ronald Spears, you may have been asked, but did you go to art school? If you did, was it what you expected? Did go to art school. It wasn't what I expected. Turns out really that you've got to do your own work and motivate yourself. Like, people can tell you to go study stuff and you'll do the history of art, and that's fine, but like it doesn't massively take you, and then you get projects and stuff you're not interested in, but you've got to force yourself through it and force yourself to accept new things. Like, don't hold on to an idea and just accept what you get given and learn. I think that's quite a helpful thing, maybe, but like that's way easier said than done. No, it certainly wasn't what I thought it'd be. I studied like a good couple of years, like a diploma in architecture. God knows why I did that, but that wasn't what I thought it was either. Like, I thought you just go in and learn all the technical skills of designing buildings. Turned out I was doing more like social housing work and understanding the requirements and the nature of like a community and stuff like that. It's a completely different thing than I thought it was. But that's kind of the thing, like if something is exactly what you think it was, then why have you gone to study it? You go to study it because you don't really know, and then it turns out to be something you didn't know, and that's kind of part of the magic of it, but it swings and roundabouts, all that kind of stuff. Darko Urosevic says, Lazy Nozumi Pro is a Photoshop plugin which does exactly the same as Stabilizer and Paint Tool Side, with some other options as well. Basically, it affects the line while drawing, so they look less like sketched and more like made with a pen tool. Of course, having natural pressure applied, it's useful if your hand isn't stable. Thank you very much for the overview. Yeah, I kind of managed to put that together whilst reading through all of your different comments in the last episode. And, oh, excuse me, I'm making a little coffee burp. Yeah, I'm really curious about that. Might download it. I try to avoid too many plugins on my computer because I don't treat my computer very well. More coffee, excuse me. But yeah, like, I do also want like a really nice crisp smooth line. That's what I want for Christmas, man. Just like them really crisp, smooth, good lines, that good shit. So thank you for the overview. Oh man, so many of you guys have so many nice things and suggestions. Draw Mercy, say a lot of you people from Overwatch. Cool. Shani Shays does follow WLOP, Zhang Liang and Ray Shah. Ooh, not heard of these people. Let's Control C. That's going into my check it later tab. Thank you very much for the suggestions. Let's do all that. Zhang Liang. Doop-a-doop-doop. 我会说一点儿普通话，可是我说的不好。That's all my Chinese knowledge, but I like reading Chinese names, they're nice. Good Times with Rich says, I've never gotten a shout out in a video before, but when he said my name, I replayed it about 10 times. Wow, so now you've double dropped. Well done you, sir. And can you draw Togo Mi Momi from Yuki Yuna wa Yusha de Aru asks, oh my god, this name. Motsuma Emmanuel Garcia Mendoza, I think that's your name, something like that. Very good, thank you for the suggestion, kind sir. And Keno7 says, hi man, hello Keno. Always watch your vids, thank you very much. Truly epic. No, it's not, but that's very kind of you to say. Epic is an understatement. I've commented a few times, but always fail to have your tone save them. Oh, I'm so sorry, I've been missing out. Thank you for persevering, welcome. But I've been doing your art these last 9 months digitally, and you've just been a true inspiration. Oh, thank you very much. Glad to have helped, obviously. Last vid was about other YouTubers, and you said back in the day you had like 100 subs, hashtag reminisce. It would be an honour to have you as my sub. Hashtag if only, hashtag haha, hashtag still hope for me, hashtag you're the boss. Thank you very much, sir. Are you trying to lure me into checking out your channel? Maybe I will in the future. Right click, open a new tab. Let's have a look. 111 subs. You already got loads of people following your channels. Oh, and you're doing powerful Dragon Ball Z art. Nice. Good on you, sir. Keep that up, good sir. Vendetta Amadura says, I try so hard and I've tried to watch how to draw videos. It's not my style to watch for videos. I swallowed my damn pride and I tried even harder. What the heck am I doing wrong? And like Zenoken X has some like overview of what might be the problem about drawing a volume and stuff like that. Basically, just there's no right and wrong with VR. Like, it's really tough to get your head around it. Just find what you already find interesting. If you don't like watching an art drawing video, get yourself a book on how to draw characters and just work off the back of that for a bit, or just copy out stuff you really already enjoy and build up your technical skill. There's loads of different routes and methods you can take, but eventually at some point there are loads of core basics you have to study. You're going to have to study anatomy to some more or less degree at some point, and learn why things are certain shapes and what's happening under the skin and what's happening with the skeletal structure and the pose and body weight. You can't ever get away from that, but you can build up skills and have like a back catalogue of your own drawing techniques before that point through whole loads of different methods. That's like an example. That's not the only example, because the world of drawing is immense. Lone Wolf says, damn it, Mikey, I came to your channel for boobs and left knowing how to draw. What kind of sorcery is this? Haha, that's how I get 'em. And Wagner Souza says, Mikey, do you not have a girlfriend? Wagner Souza, sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. It depends when you ask, basically. So yeah, it's on and off. Sky Carl says, boobs and that video title thing has a high score in it. You can take down that scary trail on the interweb artistic forest. Wait, what? Boobs and a video title that has high score in it can take you down... Oh, yeah, okay, no, I finally understand what you mean. Sip of coffee. Yeah, if you have a thumbnail with boobs and the word high score in it, then... like, your suggested videos start to get dodgier and dodgier in your suggested videos by. I know exactly what you're referencing. Cheap pencils and paper. I remember that. Cheap pencils and paper are the way forward, good sir. Antoine Deander says, hey, Mr. M. Hello, good sir. Have you seen Princess Zelda Breath of the Wild design? I'm doing a MMM version. I was wondering if you could do a tutorial for sexy fan art for her. Thanks for your videos. No, I haven't seen her design. Like, I'm keen about that Zelda game to get a Switch. But no time. Like, I could buy one right now and I'd never play it. So in the future, Zelda actually, let's go for Princess Zelda Breath of Wild. Let's have a looky-loo. Images. Oh, it's very cartoony, isn't it? I kind of forget about that. Yeah, that design's kind of interesting enough. Problem with that kind of CG look that she's got, and this is obviously like the in-game slightly CG version of her, I assume, which is probably really fun when you're actually playing the game. But what it's reminding me of, looking at it, is it's reminding me of the Berserk anime, like the latest awful CG one, and that's making me a little bit angry. So I've got to close that tab for the moment, bruv. I've got to step away from that shit. Oh man, Phantom Arts, HDTV, Kiru, Official Neo Draws, so many of you guys, Casey, Tonopo-chan, I love you lot, but I've just got to start skipping some of these comments. It's so tough when we enter like the closing zone. Joel says some stuff about Kaneko. I never put her in a hot character, but I succeeded. Thank you very much, sir. Your country turns 150 for... Oh, guys! Happy fucking Independence Day. I think that's the official title. Happy fucking Independence Day. Is it July 4th? It must be for you lot. That's like the big thing, right? Well done on 150 years of America. I hope it's all going really well for you lot over there. I know most of you who listen to this series as an English-speaking channel tend to be from America. Well done if you're from any other country. You're better than them. It's fine. Yeah, congrats. I hope you all had awesome times. I went to America. Did I say this at some point? Earlier this year, I went to LA and Vegas to go have some fun, and it was nice, and I did quite like it. And I did used to live in America back when I was younger, but I do desperately want to go back again and see more of it, no doubt. What a fun place. Well done with the president, though. Applications. Oh, it's applications. I remember your name. Damn, Mikey, respect for the Yoshimitsu love. When I was a kid, me and my brother picked characters that only we were allowed to learn. Yeah, that's it, right? That was the thing. You learned that character until like you were one with their techniques. Yoshimitsu was definitely mine. Love that crazy seppuku committing bastard. Yeah, I like that. See, that was a real, like, if you were motherfucking up like your mate, you were just owning them, and you had a high enough health bar. There's a move, I know exactly what you're talking about, mate. There's a move you can do with Yoshimitsu. Maybe you can still do it in all the other Tekkens, and it's not interesting. But you can get him to stab the sword through himself so it sticks out of his back, and get him to spin around still, so it kills him, like, or takes off loads of his health, but also still slashes up the enemy. It's a real fuck you move. It's really fucking good. My favourite Yoshimitsu one was the tackle he did in Tekken 3, where he sidesteps into a cartwheel that locks his limbs into the limbs of the other guy, and he like cartwheel bashes him, or like the phasing out of sync. So there's two. Oh mate, fucking hell. So good, Yoshimitsu. Laseo Sademi, I'm not saying your name correctly. Laszlo Shtimi. Sorry, I'm currently out of a job thanks to my profession being software development and all of the local companies mainly hiring and manufacturing. Oh, that sucks. But thanks to becoming a decent at character art, even better than some of the more infamous professionals like Rob Liefeld, I was thinking of going professional and getting a bit of money out of it. Should I jump right into it by doing stuff first I'm good at whilst getting my other skills on a good level, or wait a little bit? I have problems with scenery as I barely find any tutorials that would ever cover it with techniques I would lead. Line art, due to the black and white nature of my panelled comics and painted background, wouldn't fit in the style. I won't find a place that will hire me. Probably I'll have to find some time to still do it regardless. So bear in mind, don't take my advice, because I'd hate for you to just end up hungry and destitute on the streets, good sir. But whatever you do, you're going to need a portfolio first. There's no doubt about that. Like one of the biggest tools at getting hired in the art industry, says the guy who's not hired in the art industry, so take what I've got to say with a pinch of salt, is you need a good portfolio. So I would suggest put the portfolio together whilst you're still doing another job so that you can afford rent and food. It's probably quite important. And then once you've got the portfolio, yeah, shop that bitch around and try to get some other work if that's what you're curious about, mate. Dive in. Polygon says, Boku no Hero onegai shimasu. So yeah, a lot of requests for Boku no Hero Academia, My Hero Academia fan art requests, all going on the list. Frozen Record also says about Lazy Nezumi and what it is. Thank you very much for the heads up. Rui Morea says, oh god. So this is where I'm always worried that like I'm about to say something inappropriate. Tens no kao de que tu tenakal. Wait. Tens no kao de que tu canal está crecer e amunda también. Vuso daje dos sugestiones. Unos, escribe un manga. Dos, tenta feza ayano aishi. So yeah. I'll do an and by the way, I do apologise for just murdering the language here. I will indeed do some Ayano Aishi art. Why not? We'll add her onto the list. And yeah, like, I've got the manga in the back of my head, good sir. Like, there's some ideas that I'm working on, and it's always taking shape, and it's like, this is happening or that is happening. Have I done, like, I've written out, like, the overview, and I've written out the world, and I've written out a very loose synopsis of the first chapter. But right now, like any manga work I do is slightly more visually delicious, shall we say, for patrons on Patreon, because that's where the time's got to go, because they're kindly like, you know, patron me and like support me. And like in terms of the manga I want to do, yeah, I really fucking want to do it, but like a lot of work. There's like, it's got to be correct. It's got to have the right kind of story, the characters and the writing before I start committing images to paper. But we will get there. Like, you know, you'll all be adults and out of anger, and I'll be like really, really old by then. You know, like late 30s. Oh god, I don't want to think about it. Kidding, I'll be in my 50s by the time I get that done. George Buddha 1 says your work is always amazing. Thank you very much, good sir. Like, thank you to everybody who says all the kind things. You bloody know it. Akujin says, interesting way of colouring. I'll try it out. What, a more pastel vibe? Good, I hope you enjoy it. Glorianne Dolben says, hey Mikey. Hello Glorianne. I got into Hunter x Hunter because of what you said about it, and I absolutely love it. Good. I'm so pleased. Hunter x Hunter's so good. Like, if it's not already super clear to you guys, Hunter x Hunter is one of the best out there. Like, it's so good. I felt tricked by the cover art because it made it look kiddie when we both know that it's not. You're damn right. Who's your favourite character in it? I love Hisoka. He is fascinating. Yeah, Hisoka is fascinating. He's a really, really good character. I don't know where you are in the manga, but basically you reach a point where some stuff happens with Gon, and it is literally just like, shit the bed. Motherfucking hell. So I really found that fascinating because Gon's character and who he is as a person gets tested to the extreme. And you kind of see whether or not he manages to break, adapt, persevere, or something else happens. And yeah, it's incredible. Oh man, I love those fucking story arcs. Finally, just reading Hunter x Hunter again. Obviously, I'm doing it at work instead of my job. Is just so fucking good. I'm so glad it's happening. Off they go. More weird Nen beasts appearing all the time. And that's kind of it, man. We've got to wrap up and get this going. Have I got time for another quick comment? So many of you guys, like Guerra A Perfecto, he says, and Krob the Great was first, as well as Kawaii Shannon. God, you guys are on the proper notification squad for getting in really early. Thank you very much, including you, Wow Devon, as well. Tutorial on pleated skirts. Yes, so many pleated skirt tutorials. Maybe I should just jump the gun. Like, I keep thinking to myself, we need to do this tutorial and that tutorial in a in a certain order. Maybe I just need to just smash on and just do them and just get them out there, whatever order it may be, and let you guys worry about the playlist later down the line. Yeah, I'll come back to it. Thank you very much, you lovely people at home, for getting in the comments, saying hello, letting me know what you're getting up to and all that sort of stuff. Of course, I love reading through it, but sadly I can't always read through them all, especially now that things kind of get slightly more popular all the time on here, which is really fucking awesome. So grateful. Also a bit problematic when I really want to see what's going on with you guys, because we've got to power through these videos. If there's something you've got to say, of course, get in the comment section below and let me know what's going on. And if you put in a comment that you really want me to read and I haven't read it, do apologise. Why not copy paste it, and hopefully I will catch it next time. What's going on at the weekend? I don't know. I haven't thought of it yet. So yeah, I hope you all have lovely lives. I'll see you next week around. Take care, you beautiful lot, and have fun drawing. Goodbye.